Hello, my name is Jobin Wahidi, and the topic that I chose regarding oceanography is ocean pollution. Ocean pollution and marine debris. Non-point and point pollution, the two sources of pollution. Non-point pollution is one of the biggest sources of pollution, and it occurs as a result of runoff. It could come from a variety of different sources, such as septic tanks, vehicles, farms, livestock ranches, and timber harvest areas. Point source pollution is pollution that comes from a single source like an oil or chemical spill, or discharge from faulty or damaged factories or water treatment systems. They occur less often as non-point source pollution, but still have a huge impact on our oceans. Humans have a major impact on the pollution in our waters. This is because humans are the reason for non-point and point source pollution, meaning they cause both types of sources. Marine debris is an issue that reaches throughout the entire ocean and Great Lakes. Pollution in our ocean is constantly spreading, affecting more and more areas worldwide. Reducing pollution in our oceans matter because it has a negative impact on marine life, and this is something that we will get to later in this presentation. Also shown on this slide is an image that shows a visual representation of non-point and point sources of pollution. Oceanography concept connections. So here are a couple of connections from our semester and things that we went through that I kind of made relating to ocean pollution. The first connection that I made was regarding when we went over marine pollution earlier on in this year. Marine pollution comes from a wide variety of sources, and there are steps that we can take to help reduce the amount of pollution in our oceans. Such steps include minimizing our impact on the environment. For example, properly managing our waste and properly recycling plastic are all ways that we can minimize our plastic pollution in our oceans. Another example is seeking and supporting creative solutions. An example of this is being done today with paper straws. More and more restaurants around the world are switching from plastic straws to paper straws to better our environment and reduce the amount of pollution into the ocean. Another connection that I made was when we went over marine life and the marine environment. Ocean pollution negatively affects marine life and the environment. Marine life is affected negatively by the pollution that we cause and kill a large amount of our marine life. Another connection that I made was when we went over tides, and tides act as a transport system for pollution. Pollution spreads to different areas of our ocean with the help of tides, affecting marine life all over our oceans. So next up is Earth system interactions. The first connection I made between the Earth systems, it was for the biosphere. Ocean pollution kills marine life through ways such as entanglement and ingestion, and it reduces biodiversity in our oceans and also negatively impacts the marine food chain. So ingestion and entanglement leads to the deaths of many creatures in our ocean, and this reduces biodiversity in our oceans and also negatively impacts the marine food chain. By introducing plastic and other toxins to the marine life in our oceans, our marine life is directly killed and their behavior is disrupted, weakening the entire ecosystem from the base all the way up. The next interaction is with the geosphere. Pollutants such as plastic pieces can make their way to the floor of the ocean and become a part of sediment layers. pollution negatively impacts our coastlines and sediments. This can alter sediment composition and harm bottom dwelling organisms. And also attached to this slide is an image of a baby seal entangled in a plastic wiring, and it gives a visual representation of the harm that plastic does to the marine life. So next up is human dimensions. Fishermen are affected by pollution in our oceans as the decrease in biodiversity makes it more difficult for them to catch fish. So this affects fishermen by reducing amount of fish they catch, which ultimately impacts the food security and the income of these fishermen. Sorry. People who enjoy seafood can also be affected as the pollution can potentially contaminate the fish. Consequences of contamination include food poisoning, cancer, and other health issues. Advancements in technology are being made, such as systems that capture plastic. And one advancement in technology that comes to mind when I think of advancements is a video that I watched during one of the video activities early on in this semester, where it showed, I think it was the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and how they used they use the help of the current to catch debris in the ocean in a very natural way, and just sort of the process of how they were collecting the plastic in that given area, and recycling it and getting rid of it from our oceans, making it a cleaner environment for the marine life. And also, I attached to this slide is a image that shows a fish that consumed a large amount of pollution or plastic, and it kind of gives another visual representation of the negative effects. Next is my reflection. So after all is said and done, I learned that marine pollution is a growing issue in our oceans, and that we need to act quickly and accordingly to address this ongoing issue. Our actions have consequences, and these consequences have negative impacts on our marine life. We all need to take a stand as one and help to create a better environment for our marine life. We need to be more careful of our actions, when it comes to recycling and properly managing our waste, so that this is not an ongoing and growing issue in our oceans today, as it is negatively affecting all of the marine life. I think this is a matter that should be taken very seriously, and with the help of the advancements in our technology, it is very doable to create a cleaner and healthier environment for all the marine life in our world and in our oceans. This is my works cited. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Bye-bye.